I did a different spread. According to the divine, what should we do? What's going to be the hard part? And what do we need to look out for / beware of? What do we do? What should we do? Right? This wasn't something you can really ask anyone but the divine. What's going to be the hard part? So that's like a challenge position, I guess. And then blind spot. What are we not realizing? What do we need to look out for? I'm using the wild unknown. So for all the royalty, instead of royalty, it's mother, father, son, daughter. But it's the same as the king, queen, page, knight. Just so you know. Okay, ready for your reading? So the universe really wants us to hold on to that which we value right now, to enter into a state of mature personal responsibility, that which you value, that which is important to you. Allow yourself to take care of it in this time. It can be hard with the 10 of Cups. It can be hard because we feel imposter syndrome and we feel that we do not deserve all our hopes and dreams. And so we need to look out for self-sabotage. Isn't that so funny? So that's extremely general. Obviously, I want to pull more. Like about what? Ooh, okay, now I can use the other cards. Now I can use the other cards. These cards just did a very spicy reading before this, so they are just. Oh, it's very spicy. Oh, yes, ma'am. Oh, God. Oh, okay, thanks. A major arcana came out as the clarifier for the what should we do and for the what's going to be the hard part. So I was like, oh, God. We get another major arcana. My head's going to explode, but we did not. It's okay. It's okay. And by the way, I'm kidding. So, according to the universe, what should we do? We need to make sure that we are nurturing and taking care of the things that we care about, the things that we value that matter to us. Because everything is going to be tested, the devil card, to clarify. Because everything is going to be tested right now. Every single addiction, every single sharpness is going to present itself, so to speak. He's like, I want to get those eggs. She's like, no, you can't touch my eggs. Let me get those eggs. No, you can't have them. That's the Bible, okay? We got to remember. Where you have toxic attachments, attachments to people that should not be one of your eggs. That one bad egg can really ruin the bunch. You buy a whole new thing of fruit, and there's one moldy piece of fruit fucks up the whole bunch. So another vibe I get from this is like, look out for imposters trying to present as people needing your nurturing when they're really just trying to get access to your vulnerable things. Next, the challenge. The universe is patronizing us, by the way, just so you know. The challenge, having everything we've ever wanted. Having everything we've ever wanted emotionally. Feeling full, successful, and complete. clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. We are having trouble with how it's just divine and things go really well emotionally right now. We are used to the other shoe dropping. We are used to there always being some kind of repercussion or some negative aspect we have to be prepared for. But the whole time that we've been experiencing these traumas and these negative experiences, there's been a ton of negative in these experiences, but a little bit of positive in each one. It's like something you were able to gain from every experience you've had, and some are very positive experiences. Each of these positive vibrations that you were able to attain from each exchange emotionally, they've been filling these cups for a while. But shit, your cups are full. You didn't even realize because things were happening in a very nuanced way. Your cups are full. And I think I've said this in another reading, you didn't get to have a graduation party. You didn't get to prepare and plan your My Cups Are Full party. It kind of snuck up on you in a divine way. Two cards came out to clarify the card, letting us know that we need to look out for self-sabotage. We need to look out for behaviors that would destroy just our own self. Especially freaky when we're being told to look out for not only ourselves, but our loved ones, things we care about. So clarifying this card telling us to, we might not realize how we are self-sabotaging. Ooh, this is the vibe of being over generous. Again, looking out for the moldy fruit, trying to sneak in your fresh fruit bowl. This is an energy where you have a lot of emotional abundance. You have reached a place of maturity where you are no longer in any kind of battles related to your emotional life. You are reaching a place where you feel settled, or at least you're fucking abundant, and you are able to wield your emotional value in a way that is, for the most part, fair and as a leader. And I'm just feeling it's giving big emotional wealth, this King of Cups, very much in your power. But then when you clarify it by that Five of Pentacles, it's giving feeling bad for people and giving too much. With this one, at least. Because these cards are clarifying self-sabotage. So you got your self-sabotage clarified by these two. So we want to look out for self-sabotage in the form going from riches to rags as you're overgenerous. Sorry, I said gross. Something just flashed on my window. So this feels like you might be in a space where you're feeling, like you want to love, you want to be generous, emotionally generous. And I definitely recommend being emotionally graceful in this time. But you're reaching a state of graduation and completion that you have earned for yourself. So you might not be able to, I think it's really recommended to share the wealth with those who are coming in for charity, for emotional charity. This is a time for you to, no. Since we had 3 cards in our blind spot position, why not get third clarifier just for the first 2 positions too? Or we might not be able to. Oh. So, darling, this is not meant to freak you out in the, what should you do? This is not meant to freak you out. Rather, it's meant to have you be prepped. So you can prep your energy right. Put on the outfit, prep the compliments, prep your thing, just prep your self-expression so you feel good about the way that you're presenting. Make sure you just handle your shit and adorn yourself appropriately. And just make sure before you act, before you move forward, before you take action on an idea, you're fully prepared first. And this is going to allow you to navigate in the most conscientious way, rather than rushing forward unprepared, especially like literally not liking how you look. Right now, presentation is key because your presentation is almost a protective mechanism from a predator, because they can perceive you as more than what you are, so to speak. Like the caterpillar, who has a protective mechanism, shoots his butt off the plant, and under his butt, when he flips it upside down, it looks like a snake head. So it looks like a little snake. And it's really just a caterpillar ass in the air. Just the cutest defense mechanism. Okay, then the clarifier that we got for the challenge position. It's just so hard to accept that I am emotionally full and complete, and I literally have everything emotionally in terms of my value that I need. And I have no choice in the matter. The universe is divinely forcing me to realize how great this is. And this can't be denied because it's ancestral value. This is not only emotional one, this is literal. Well, if it's not an actual inheritance, then this is just that feeling of your emotional value. The reason that you're having imposter syndrome is you're forgetting how much your ancestors have worked. I know you guys were mentioning ancestors in the chat before. How much your ancestors have worked before you got here. And you're finishing their flight, so to speak. So this is generational wealth in the emotional realm that you have earned because they have worked for it too. So every time you go to doubt something wonderful that's happening, you say, oh, sorry, great-great-grandma. Sorry, great-great-great-great-grandma, my bad. I forgot. Y'all work for this too. Every time you're about to be given a compliment or given a blessing or given an opportunity that you actually want, but you just feel shy. Hold on. Let me accept this because I earned it and they helped me earn it and they earned it. We don't need to go into their lives to know. We can feel the weight of the unfinished business of our ancestors in our DNA. And so we act it out. And this is an old light code, but whatever, I haven't shared this in a while. We act it out. The shit, the bad things that our ancestors have done and the good things. So it's like you got colonizer DNA, you're going to experience hardships in your life and you're working out that karma. You're working out that colonizer shit, and you can work it out because that shit was a long time ago and that's still working its way through the bloodline. So people are always given the opportunity to face and alchemize the echoes of their ancestors. But it's not just negative echoes. It's also the positive things that our ancestors have done that have worked their way to us. And a lot of ways that these generational curses affect us, the ways that we break them is by embracing good things in our lives, allowing ourselves to experience good things, allowing ourselves to experience pleasure, goodness, abundance, feelings of financial wealth, feelings of growing, like your physical status and presence without anybody's permission. Just becoming a rich bitch, so to speak, without like anyone's permission or warning anybody, just suddenly luxuriating times 10. And everyone's like, where'd you get the money? And you're like, it's none of your business. And self-help pictures, just kidding. Who knows? Who knows what inspiration you're going to have? But you already have it inside of you. It's just It's really interesting. You're walking a fine path right now because I don't feel like this is so weird. Oh my God, I just have to channel it. Okay, God. I don't feel like you're going to be bringing in any new friends right now. You're going to start to scope out new friends. You're going to start to scope out new soul family members, but a lot of people are going to be drawn to you. So it is not recommended that you just take on every single new friend that is brought to you. If it's a pre-existing friend or acquaintance, different story. Already soul family, already in the field. Any new inhabitants, I would just be aware. I would be aware, you can make someone an acquaintance, you're not making them a friend. And I'm really getting from God, like, no new friends right now. No new friends. Let this transit continue. You are stepping into big levels of abundance, even financial abundance. And so as you're moving forward, people can feel that coming off of you, and sometimes more than you can realize it's coming off of you. So people can sense you're a rich bitch, so to speak. They're like, I want to hang out with her. Oh, I can tell she's successful. I want to be her friend. So you don't want friends like that. Some fucking moochers. Oh, I can tell she's got money. I want to be her friend. She'll pay for me to go out. Like, I want some fucking moocher friends. But you might be attracting a lot of that towards you right now without realizing it, because this energy of abundance that you deserve and that's coming in for you right now, it's coming off of you. It's like this ancestral DNA activation. Your biology is bloop, 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 bloop. Oh, I have now reached posh level. Suddenly, everything that's coming off of you is like royalty, so to speak. Which I feel like is why just presenting yourself in a way that feels like an authentic expression of yourself, it might seem like a whole new look. It might feel like a whole new vibe, but it feels natural. It makes sense. That makes sense. You're going to have this influx of energy and feelings of emotional capability. And you're not going to know what to do with it because you think you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. There's high potential for you to just kind of give it away, put away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away. Next thing you know, you're in a toxic trauma bond. Don't do it. Don't do it. People who deserve your generosity, you will know the difference between that and a sob story, someone trying to trigger your emotions to give you something. And that's why I feel like friendships right now, like new friendships, it's questionable because we are feeling pretty lonely. So when a new friend comes in, you could be a little desperate. And so you could be willing to write off some obvious red flag behavior in social friendships, not like romantic, it's social. You're willing to write off some red flaggy behavior just because you're happy to have someone. But now is not the time to ignore your integrity or sacrifice your integrity just to have someone to be around. It's not a good idea. And that's how they sneak in and start to tear shit up from the inside. Controlled ops, like coming in to social groups. I think you guys are going to be able to spot evil very easily moving forward. And I think it's going to be troubling for you at first because you're going to feel a little jaded. You're going to start to realize that the fifth dimension is a fairly neutral plane. So it's not super like fairies and rainbows or any extra heavenly stuff. It's going to look like our same nature. The structures will be different. Buildings are going to be changing, so to speak. Structures will be different. And also earth structure. We're going to get some new earth. There are trees, there are mountains, and there's this other earth structure that's not invented, that hasn't been discovered yet. And this new earth structure is going to start. There's going to be like these caves that kind of open up, like where it was ground, and then the ground lifts up. And now it's like a cool mountain on one side, but on the other side, you go in and it's a cave and it's like a little rainforest. And in that rainforest, it goes deep into the inner earth. It's not even a portal because it's like a little physical space. It's a portal there's no magic gate that you pass through. It's just like, okay. And then we go into this underground jungle and it's fast. Those are going to be opening up all around the world. And it's really epic that that's going to be happening in the next 6 years. So you can imagine how much tectonic plate activity that is going to result in. So, say your prayers. Say your prayers, say your prayers. Say your protection prayers for those you love so that if you need to, you'll be receiving prophetic visions and what to do in order to protect your family. And those who are willing to listen are the ones who you can give the life routes to. But we can't impose our will. Ooh, I wasn't expecting to channel that message about that. I've never seen that before. I've never spoken about that before. That was just like I kept going with it and it kept coming out. It's very cool. Oh, but I was talking about there's this element of neutrality that we're not going to be like constantly walking around in a state of orgasm in the fifth dimension. It's not like that. It's a sense of grounding, neutrality, normality in this, in divine abundance, in divine financial abundance, emotional abundance, feelings of wealth within the self, taking these feelings of wealth and bringing them completely down into earth and normalized and neutral. Normalized, neutral, chilling with reality, interacting with reality in a very regular, normalized vibe. But also the vibe you're on, you are looking like the abundance that your ancestors have worked for. You are looking like it. Why is she looking like it? Why are they looking like it? Well, because they have it. And what are they going to do with what they have? What are they going to do? They are going to be protecting it. They're going to be conscientious about what they allow in. They're going to be presenting themselves in a way that feels authentic, in a way that is unabashedly an expression of your maturity. With one eye out in the blind spot, for the ones who are trying to sneak in, who can tell that you can't see how wealthy you are yet, who are going to try and sneak in and squander that for you, because they can see how wealthy you are before you can. So that is your heads up.